Hi, I'm Patricia.
And I'm Mitch.
Welcome to Reaching Freedom.
This is Reaching Freedom. That's what we should have said.
Okay, start it over then. Hi, I'm Pat.
And I'm Mitch.
Welcome to Reaching Freedom.
We've been married for 38 years, and we've been together for longer than that, about 40 years. We met each other in high school. We're high school sweethearts, and we've been together all this time. So when it comes to traveling, even though you've been married for a long time, if you're going to travel together in small, that's an agreement that you have to make together. For me, ever since I retired from the military, I have been wanting to get on the road, go see what this country has to offer. That would require us going from the big house where we have space to get away from each other to living in a small space. Now, I've been wanting to do this for just a long time, and I've been researching the travel trailer, what type of trailer to buy, what type of truck to buy, and places to go, all of the different national parks around this country. But when it came to my wife, her look at me wanting to do this and her getting on board, that was a tough one.
Yeah, and it was tough because initially I thought it was just one of my husband's hobbies that he will grow out of, because he had been talking to the Airstream and going to Airstream shows. And so I just thought maybe, okay, this is just a phase that he's going through. He'll grow out of it because he's been through many, many phases before, and it changes all of a sudden. So, but I have to actually say he really stuck with this one over the year. He retired and he got more in depth in it with doing the research on the trucks, the RV, and traveling, and all the videos that are out there pertaining to going cross country in an RV. So as he began to continue to look at those videos, I got a little bit more interested and I said to myself, hey, let me really figure out what's going on here, and is it for us, and is it for me, because I wanted to be on board. If I wasn't on board, to just be honest with him and let him know that, I
weren't on board.
I wasn't interested in doing it. So, okay.
You thought I was crazy. Tell the truth.
I wasn't on board, but now I'm getting into it, and I think it is really going to be a fun and exciting adventure. So now I'm into the videos. We're going to
I got to do a shameless plug in the middle of this. If you like anything that we're putting out, any information that you're hearing, please hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, like, and comment if you will. Now, one comment a question I would ask everybody: we're headed down south, the southern states, below the Mason-Dixon line. Are there any places that you would recommend that we visit as far as a national park, RV park, or a great landmark for your state? Just put that in the comments, and
it can be any place in your North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, all the southern states.
Florida.
It doesn't matter. And Florida, yeah. It doesn't matter where. We're just interested in going to places that we haven't been before, we haven't eaten before, or just places that are exciting that you may know of that we did not have a clue, and it would be fun for us to visit.
Yeah, I can subscribe.
Thank you.
What sold her, I think what sold you on that is when we went to the RV park on the military base, and you were able to walk around all the trailers and the RVs and the things there, and just imagine yourself being out there enjoying yourself among the element and just out having a good time. So that what sold her.
Yes.
And again, so I'm gonna ask you a question. So as we look towards actually purchasing the trailer and getting the idea of us having the space we have in the house now and spending large amounts of time in smaller spaces where we have to be right next to each other all the time, what do you think about that?
Okay, so first I want to go back to when I went to the military installation to see the RV park, where people actually parked their RV and stayed on the military installation for a couple of nights. So we walked around the park, and it was quiet, it was peaceful, and it's like a home away from home. People really had their RV set up as they were camping throughout the weekend. And we walked through there, met a couple of people, and actually was invited into one of the RV. And the setup was really nice. And I just say, I said to myself, I really can think I'm going to enjoy this. So that was the beginning, really, really the beginning for me. Decided to come on board with the RV traveling across country.
See, and the other thing that was kind of difficult to sell to you is us finance wise and funds. It's a cost associated with purchasing a trailer, travel trailer, and a truck. Having a truck, there's costs associated with it. You were really tight with our funds, managing our funds. So it's like trying to take something out of somebody's fist when it comes to convincing you that, yeah, we can afford this. We can go ahead and do this. And it's something that's within the budget. That was a difficult part for me. And it's still one of those things where I know you say, yeah, but it's like one of those, like a rounded yes, not a real yes. Why is that?
Yeah, so when it comes to the finances, I've always handled our finances because that's my trade. That's what I majored in, and that's just what I do. And so I had to actually see the numbers and work the numbers and be convinced myself by seeing it on paper that this is affordable for us. And once I got that good feeling that this is okay for us financially, then I said I was a little bit more at ease with actually coming on board with doing the V and cross country.
I know it's going back to something I said earlier about couples actually doing this. I see so many couples going across country and enjoying themselves, spending this time together, getting to know each other more closely than they did in the past. It's because you're so close. One of the things I say is, if you're not in any way how you live, how you're planning, what the future holds for you, if you're not in agreement with going forward with that as a couple, as a partnership, the two of you, this is something that you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
So it's for such a long time. And going back to this, it was she's not ready, or she doesn't want to do it, and trying to look for ways to try to show her that this is something that is, it may be enjoyable for us at this time of our lives. So we've gotten to that point. So what do you think about couples who are in disagreement, and one person goes along with the other person just to go do that? So how do you think that would end out?
I don't think that would end very well, because I think you both have to agree on this, because you're going to be in a small space together, traveling together, and there are certain responsibilities or duties, that you have to consider, that you're going to take on those roles and responsibilities as far as who's going to do what while you're traveling. And of course, he's going to need, or she's going to need, help driving, cooking, navigating, whatever the case may be. You have to be in agreement with doing those things, because if you're not, somebody's going to get irritated by the other person just coming along just because, and not really wanting to be there. And the atmosphere is not going to be great in doing that. So.
Yeah, that's the truth. You have to be in agreement. If you're not in agreement, you're gonna run into hurdles along the way. Hurdles created by you for you that you shouldn't have. And it's just planning for this. It has to be agreement. And one of the things that
and it's not going to be enjoyable. You want it to be enjoyable, because you're going to be on the road for long periods of time, and you just want to make sure that the both of you are okay and fine with that.
Now, this is one of the things that I was thinking, and I'm not ready for this, and I don't know if you're ready for this too. Many of the people that are traveling across country and have totally gotten rid of their house and went on the road completely and said this is what they're doing for the rest of their lives, just being a nomad. That's not what we want to do. That's not normal. It's like part-time, like 4 months out of the year, 6 months out of the year, we live up north. So to go down south in the wintertime, or when we go to visit family, go to visit the grandkids, go to event, we take our hotel with us, or we can go and we can stay in an extended period of time. And one of the great things that I'm looking forward to also is this. Whenever we went on vacation while we were working, before we retired, before we retired, we would go on vacation, and it was always 1 week. or 7 days or 8 days. We never went on like the 2 week or 3 week vacation. It was always you having to spend time. And then as your time gets closer to for you to return back home, you're antsy and guess what? Back to work. But now at this point in our lives, we can go and stay as for a good period of time and stay longer, a long time. I'll say this. My family is in Oklahoma near military bases, and I can actually park my RV or trailer on the military base. It's the cost of parking an RV lot or spot is relatively inexpensive on a military base. So staying for 2 weeks or 3 weeks at a time, paying for a smaller amount each night is great. Or staying with family members, I don't have to pay hotel expenses at over 150 or more per night,
Yeah,
because it's
and
been a time.
speaking of hotels in general, you had mentioned that this will be our hotel, I guess, if you will, on wheels. You won't have to worry about staying in a hotel because our issue when we were traveling and vacationing, staying in hotel, I guess you can call it a little bit of OCD, but we just made sure that we took all of our cleaning supplies with us, our sheets, disposable sheets with us, sanitizer, gloves, and everything. And we made sure that we're wiping everything down because you don't know who was in the room before or prior to you being in the room, how clean the room was after they moved or they left the room and the hotel came in to clean the room. You just don't know. So we had this flashlight also that would show us if there were any spots or stains or anything on the bed. But traveling with an RV and having your own, you don't have to worry about. So that's one good thing that I like about it.
And then just give me an example. Like you said, I take my UV flashlight and I check all of the beds and the areas so I can see. And one of our recent trip, we were checking pillows. Remember the pillows? And you could see a person's face plant on the pillow where, yeah, the bed was made and everything, but that pillow was from the previous night. Even we went on a cruise in an earlier part of this year, and the mattress, the bedspread, did the UV light over the bedspread, and there was this big giant puddle all the way through the bedspread. You couldn't see it if with the naked eye, but with the UV light, it just showed up. And then they had to come in and they changed everything for us. But that was a room that we had. And I tell you, if you ever don't take a UV light with you in your hotel, when you stay, because if you do every time, you're gonna hate hotels because it just is a clean thing too. We take the gloves, we take the Lysol, we take the bed bug spray, we pay it everything before we get comfortable and clean the room before we get in the room. But just like you said, we get our own. Take your room with you. You're good to go.
Yes, you don't have to worry about that. So that's one good thing about it, that I'm looking.
Just to reiterate, just being in confined spaces with one another, being together, not having a house where you can. Sometimes I want to get away from you. Sometimes I want to get away. You want to be away, but when you're traveling and you're in confined spaces, it's a little different. How you feel about that?
I would say sometimes it's going to be a challenge because I do like my space, because it's good to come together and it's also good to have your time, where you're apart from each other. And that's what we're used to doing because I like to do my own thing. He likes to do his own thing and then we come together. But I think being in the confined space, I believe for us, it would be okay because we're going to be constantly moving. There are things that we can do or he can do while he's driving. I can do other things, like sleep, read a book, work a puzzle, or just do different things like that and then have conversations or listen to video. I think as far as traveling is concerned, our goal is to stop maybe 1 or 2 hours or so, every 1 or 2 hours or so.
Yeah, kind of
Get
like how
out,
we drive now.
stretch. Yeah.
Every couple hours, if we're on the road, we're going to stop and walk around.
Get out, walk around, meet other people, get some exercise in.
And then the other thing too is talking about getting away. You're in confined spaces when you're in the truck with one another, or you're inside your RV. But when you're outside and you're parked at a park, you're in nature. You can go enjoy yourself, walk around, go fishing, go get on the water, go get in the water.
Yes, and I'm an outdoor type person. I love being outside, just like we're outside right now at a
Mhm.
state park, and it is just so beautiful out here today. The weather is about 85 degrees, which is not too hot, not too cold. And it's kind of like a secluded area up here where we're at right now. I'm not sure if it's because the kids are back in school or what the situation is, but it's very quiet and very peaceful right now, and I like that.